look in the mirror, man, you're so dirty. Yeah, you look so dirty. You were never worthy. Lately, it's you.
Welcome to the Jeremy Hill Show. If you're easily triggered, leave now because this is not the show for you. Now, what I will be covering in this reaction video, I'm going to show you a teacher's frustration with the children of single moms. Black women in particular. You can tell by the way she's speaking that she's speaking about a certain community. This video is designed for educational purposes. With no further delay, let me go ahead and get into this. Let's get it. Like I say, let's get it.
Y'all better get y'all kids. You better talk to them. You better start raising them with some respect. Cause
that's the key word. Unfortunately, a lot of single mothers are robbing their children of their fathers. Don't think that every home that is governed by a single mother is because the man abandoned the family. A lot of times there's no man because the woman don't want the man there. The woman attitude and the personality runs off the man. Sometimes women don't know who the baby daddies are. You get me? And when there's no good man there, no positive role model there to implement structure and correction, then there will never be respect taught to a child. The respect comes when a person displays their boundaries to another. You will respect this boundary, child. You will not raise your voice. You will not disrespect me. You will not call me out my name. You will respect those who are over you, who govern over you, who have authority over you. And if not, there will be consequences to this bad behavior in the forms of punishment, be it physical or what have you. When you don't have a man there, a strong man, a good man, a productive man, a man who knows how to not only respect authority, but to be authoritative, then that child is headed for disaster. Because if the parent is not there to discipline that child when that child acts up, I guarantee you that the judicial system will. The police will. You cannot escape discipline. You cannot escape correction. You can kind of get away from it for so long before you're caught up. Now teachers are losing their minds. They are snapping on the youngsters. They are walking off the job saying, I can no longer handle dealing with these children who are coming from these single mother homes. Ain't that something?
people's children are coming up in these buildings, doing whatever the teachers, saying whatever the teachers, and teachers are blacking out. I'm not talking about me, because like I said, the minute it gets to that point where I have lost self-control, it is time for me to go downtown, fill out my retirement papers, and figure out what I'm going to do next. But y'all better stop playing with these teachers. Let me tell you something. Every time I turn around, my child, they better not do nothing to my child. What she say to my child? And
now let me ask you, what community do you think she's addressing? Who talks that ratchet and ghetto? You better not say nothing to my child. She is talking about the American black woman, the single mother. And it's too much for her to bear. It's too much. Now, if it gets to the point where people who are underpaid, because teachers are not making enough money, they should make more money than what they're making, if you ask me. I will walk off the job too, because a teacher is there to educate, not babysit. A teacher is there to direct and guide and inform, not correct and punish. There are certain things that that child should be receiving from home. But unfortunately, I think about 75 to 80% of all children are in single parent home in the black community. You need to have a strong man present.
my child, and your child is coming up in this classroom every day, verbally abusing teachers, physically assaulting teachers, and then when somebody snaps, Everybody looking crazy. What's wrong with him? What's wrong with her? They just a child. Let me tell you something. When you have a child in your classroom that doesn't mind throwing a chair, doesn't mind putting their hands on you, and they come right back in your classroom the next day, you know what starts to happen? It's like abuse. When a woman is in a domestic situation, men put their hands on these women, right? Then they say, I'm sorry. And the women deal with it again, right? Or they don't leave, right? Because it's not that easy. It's like a domestic situation where you being abused on a daily. But this is the thing about it. You can't run. Can't go nowhere.
So you are a prisoner at your own job. Imagine how the family has become, the black nuclear family has become so decayed and corrupted to the point where the children are abusive to older people who are adults. Throwing chairs, cussing people out. That's unacceptable, especially for a child. You're going to make a teacher your enemy. You don't want that.
Can't go nowhere. And you got to sit there and teach that child. Disrespectful child. Somebody that put their hands on you. Now, in real life, right? When we go out, wherever we go out in our normal, everyday life, somebody put their hands on you, what's going to happen? Right? These are children. We can't do that, right? But
the fact that she says that is very tragic because it tells me that the teachers want to put their hands on them. And I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying I understand. Because if someone was to throw chairs at you, disrespect you day in and day out, you at the job, you can't leave, you're subjected to this abuse, you're going to start to develop animus thoughts and hateful heartedness towards that person. Now, it's sad because it's sad that a child can spark that hatred or that anger in an adult. But this is how bad these children have become because there's no strong nuclear family no more, because the women run off the men. And some men don't want to be responsible and take care of the children. But a woman has to put that boy around an alpha male mentor, but they don't want to do that. They want to try to use a mentor. They want to try to sleep with the mentor to have the mentor pay them money and pay their bills. They're not thinking about the children.
these are children. We can't do that, right? But after a child does this, they get to come back and everything's okay and no real consequences. If you look at social media, all the teachers is blacking out. You see videos of teachers flipping out on these kids. These kids is wilding now. And there's nothing you can do. Hands tied. And then you want to come up here and show your ass. Who said this to my child? My child. When you don't do nothing with the child. You ain't been up here for a conference. You don't talk to your child. You don't do no homework with your child. You don't get no extra resources if your child...
They're too busy watching reality TV.
Get out of here with the I'm the concerned parent. You concerned only when it's beneficial for you. Stop playing with these teachers. We human at the end of the day. Don't let the badge fool you. We have real human reactions. So you think you're going to come up, pull up, and ain't nobody going to stand 10 toes? You think you're just going to come up here and bully me? And this and that. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about in general. You think you're going to come up here and bully me? Not going to happen.
This woman is about 2 recesses away from whooping somebody's youngster ass, man.
Because you come at me with the nonsense, I'm chumping you off and telling you to get out of my face.
See?
Because just like you built like that, I'm built like that too. Stop playing with these teachers. Y'all losing teachers like this. People getting other careers. Ain't nobody putting up with it. Ain't nobody dealing with it. Then not to mention, you got all this other paperwork, stuff you got to do, expectations. Are you kidding me? For some chump change? Stop playing with these teachers. These teachers are blacking out. They wilding out. I ain't never gonna get to that point. The minute I see myself losing control, I'm out. Ain't nobody gonna get, then not to mention, you gotta deal with silly coworkers.
Woo.
You gotta deal with abuse sometimes from the students. Then you gotta deal with silly coworkers. That if you saw them in Kroger, you wanna slap fire out. Y'all, listen, I'm just a messenger with the message. Don't shoot the messenger. This is the message. Stop playing with these teachers.
I tell you, man. Y'all better listen, man. Stop having all these kids out of wedlock if you're not able to raise them and discipline and correct them. Well, anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about this topic, and I'll be talking to y'all pretty soon now. You take it easy now. You hear?